Welcome back. I'm Julian at Just Inspired and got another ad hoc workshop odd jobs video for you. Nothing scripted, just here and stuff I've got to do, things that I've been asked to do. First off, I've got this MacBook Pro and it's quite an old one. It's mid-2014. And he's not really using it for anything except for music production. I think he's using Sibelius, which is a music creation software. He's saying that the sound is sounding awful. And these do have blown speakers sometimes, so I've had to change them in the past. So I will run a quick test to see what's happening.
That, center, that. Center, side, left, side, left, that, center, side, left.
Okay. Right, I think we can safely say that the right-hand speaker is completely blown out. What happens is the foam surround deteriorates and disintegrates, and you've just got a floppy cone in the middle that's not controlled. So the other one on the other side sounds okay, but given the one is already gone, this one is probably going to go soon. So I will open it up, make sure I'm getting the right part, and then we'll order him a new pair of speakers to go in here. And he also wants to give it a little service and stuff like that. As I said before, I don't have to do anything special. The browser's completely out of date, but he's not using it for internet or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about that. It's just to keep his old music software working. So let's open it up and see what we've got. I might have to give it a clean up. I don't think this has ever been opened. Oh, there's the first time for everything. I guess that's the battery under there. So let us disconnect the battery. Got some food there or something. Some food for later. Alright, so these connect somewhere over here, so I'm going to take that cable off. And this one connects here. Pops out like that. Something like a Torx number 5, T5. Yep, exactly right. I love this screwdriver set. The bits are so good. So we have. And they also fit in my electric screwdriver, my mini-ware, which is cool. Right, so let's get this one out. Get another magnet for that. Lovely. So we've got a big driver there and a small one in here. Right, next side. I think I'll have to take this joining cable, this interposer cable, to get to the speaker connector, which is that. Oh, don't do that. See, that's why we disconnect the battery, because you never know when a piece of metal is going to fall on the motherboard. Better to be safe. There we go. Nice. Lovely. Right, I shall put this aside. Let's go and see if we can get a new pair of speakers. Oh, that one's got 2.2K. That looks like it. One with a short cable, one with a long cable. Yep, free delivery tomorrow. Yep, that's fine. Buy now. If you need Ziploc bags, I can recommend these ones. Well, if you're in England or UK, these are from Aldi, and they do two sizes, small and medium, and they quite nice bags. So I normally put stuff like this in here. So I can keep track of everything. Okay, so what's next? What's next is coffee. Coffee in my JFix mug. What else? Right, I've got this thing. This is supposed to be, well, it's not supposed to be, it is a 3D printed case. Pop that over there. And inside is a little control board for, I think it's a power steering, did he say it was? I thought he'd left a message about it, but he just told me when he came in. I think it's a power steering board. And apparently there's a knob to increase the stiffness of the steering or something like that, if I remember correctly. Why you not come out? It's a bit of a press fit on there. Yummy. Don't want to break his nice case. No, the tolerances are not very tight.
Moments later.
Right, so apparently there was a switch mounted on the board, like a toggle switch, and in removing that he accidentally ripped one of the wires or the trace that's coming through the board. So he wants to have this board in a different place, so the idea is this bit will go inside the box. So thinking of using one of these three-legged terminal blocks, that's what I want to say. So the cable comes in here, so if that goes on here like that, is that going to clear that? No. It's right up against the IC there. I could probably file a little bit away, but then I don't think the box is deep enough. Just maybe. It goes over there. Kind of a little bit too tall, but I think I could shave a little bit off the top of it, and then that would work. It's never straightforward. Try and pull these off without breaking yet another leg. Right. So I need to shave a little bit off of there. So just a little bit here. And then there's a little bit there that's got a component under it. Something like that. Okay. So I think the top bit I can just get something flat and file it down. That'd be easiest. And then I can use a tiny grinding pen to get those bits off. Right, let's do that. Right, so I've got a brand new nail file thingy. Emery board or whatever I call it. So have we got a rough side? No, I think they're both the same. It's gone down quite a bit. Right, so that's looking better. Yep, I think that should be alright. What shall we use? I think I'll try that one. If you're interested in getting a little grinding pen like this, I'll leave a link in the description. Very nice precision pen, and you can have, I think, 3 different speeds. And the battery indicator, USB-C charging, and before I lose it, let's turn that off a second. The tool storage for the Allen key, or the hex wrench, that lives in the bottom there. We've got nice contoured finger rest or grip. It works really well, especially for like printed circuit boards and things like that. Oh yeah, it comes with all of these different tips. Right, I don't want to take off too much in one go. Let's see how it looks. Yep, perfect. Right, let's take a look under the microscope. Okay, so we've got some damage around here, although those two look like they are joined. We've got damage here. That appears to be coming down here. Would you say? I don't think there's anything connected this side, is there? No. No, but that via is completely gone. So, a little bit of repair here. Maybe put a new via in there for sure. Then we want to run a little wire underneath here, because the connector itself is going to be on top of here. So I might have a via to fit in there. And perhaps we can replace this one as well. Okay, so first I want to clean that up. Just going to put this on a clamp on my OmniFixo. Let me show you that. Let me go back to the overhead. So the OmniFixo is helping hands or clamps to clamp small workpieces. Really need to replace that light. It's bad. So this has got little magnets, and then you've got magnet sits on a ball. It's really clever design. So you've got a magnet inside of this plastic cap. You've got a metal insert, and then in the middle you've got a piece of rubber. So it's not just slipping everywhere, it presses against that rubber, so it keeps it nice and tight. And these can be moved around. You can also, if you like, put that round bit in there, so you can have it even shorter distance from the board. So for instance, you can have it in there, although this is not a good example because you've got this protrusion here. So I'm just going to use it the normal way. So I can put one of those in here somewhere. Oh yeah, they've got rubber, got silicone rubber on the jaws, so it won't mark anything or short it out, and it will be heat resistant. I'll tell you, they've thought of everything on this. They're not cheap, but I think if you look after them, they'll last forever, and they are absolutely worth the money, I think. I am not sponsored by OmniFixo, but highly recommended. Right, that's nice and solid. We've got a magnetic base. And when everything is packed away, you just put these in here. And there's 4 of them. And then the metal plate goes on top. So nice little case. We've got rubber feet on the bottom of the metal plate. Yeah, they've thought of everything pretty much. Right. Let's put the soldering station on. Right, let's clean that up. going to use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. That looks good. Clean up that side. Right, how do we approach? Okay, these look like they're still connected. That one definitely is. So I think we could just drop a wire in there and a wire in there. Let's see what we have. Right, what does that look like? That's too small. I think this is the biggest one I have. So, don't you go flying all over the place. How thick is that board? So this is M1.7 by 4, so I'm guessing that's a 4mm in length, which is a bit much. I have 3mm, but those are the smaller ones. I guess the other thing we have to consider is whether or not that's going to go in there. And the answer is no. So we're going to have to use the bigger one, the longer one. Try that. Yes. Okay. So the idea of these is I've got these punches, and one goes over here like that. Then you flip the board over and you round it out with that one, splay it out with that. So it's a bit of a fiddly job. I'm probably not be able to do it on under the microscope. Let's close that box, because if it spills everywhere, that would be horrible. Okay. Could have done with a size up, but I don't have anything bigger than that. So I'm just going to have to go with that. I am concerned it's too long now. I could cut off the end, but will it ever open back up again? Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Should probably use the bench ride for this. I'll be back. Right, so I got one in there, which was still a bit long, and I don't like the way it split when it went through, but it's in there. It's all right. So I'm going to try and make them a bit shorter, because unfortunately the ones that are wide enough for these legs are quite long. So these are made of brass and they're quite hard. So I've just been grinding it down. So hopefully that will be closer to the size that I need, or the length rather. So I can put that in there. that. Oh, it's still too long. I don't know why they made them so long. The small ones are short, but the bigger ones are long, and that doesn't make sense, because unless you've got amazingly thick PCBs, but I mean, most PCBs aren't any thicker than this one. Don't know, it's weird. Those little things are quite hard. It's quite a job cutting them with the side cutters, and it squashes them down. And then when you press them open again, they don't get fully rounded and they split. So I wish I could get some different size ones, but we have to make do with what we have. Right, I think I'm going to go for that one. Let's give it a try. No, it's not working. It's just splitting it. Right, let's have a closer look at that. Right, let's clean that up. Right, that's not pretty, but it's solid. So next we need to scrape away some of the solder mask needs scraping off so we can solder to that. Make sure these are connected. A big track there. Okay, that looks good. I think that's all connected all right. Let's make sure that one is all damaged. If I put another one in there, I've got to modify that one as well. fancy having to cut another one of those down. Oh, I wish there was a different way to do it.
2 hours later.
Right, let's try this one. That better? Put it in the hole. That side. Definitely work better than the other ones. Okay. Right, so I just want to test to make sure we're not shorting where we're not supposed to be. And I think we have what looks like a truck going to ground. It's a truck there, right? There's another one there and there. Right, so that is actually making contact. That's good. This one not. This one definitely needs some solder there. Right, so I'll put some flux on here. I need one here. Fume extractor on. Right, I've got a piece of copper wire which I can put through the hole. Just good there. Right, and that one will go down. Looking good. Right, now we can clean it up a bit. Cool. Right, let's get some more flux. We can break that wire off. And give it a clean. Well, it won't win any beauty contest, but that looks like just a ticket. And that is on there solid. I was afraid it was going to be too high up, but it's fine. Right, I can let him know that his stuff is ready to go. Another piece of electronics rescued. Right, I don't think I need this. So that can go back inside. It's all magnetic, so it all stays together nicely, and then that can go on my metal cabinet so it's out of the way. Right, the grinding engraving pen can go back. Right, while we are set up for soldering, I have got this circuit board which is for a keyboard. I'm guessing for a musical keyboard, not a computer keyboard. And we have some damaged tracks which we need to fix. Right, so we've got a pretty deep gouge which has exposed the white boards. And we've got 1, 2, 3. That one I believe is okay, it's just solder mask has come off. Right, I need to make this more stable because it's flopping around all over the place. Not the easiest board to keep in a holder, so let's see what's best. Right, so I can use a little bit of blue tack. Right, so I've put a piece of blue tack under here so it will stabilize it. Stop it from slipping around. Let's go back to the microscope. We interrupt this soldering session for a little cup of coffee. And a pie from the local pie shop. This is cheese, potato, onion and bean. And they are delicious. So back in 5 minutes.
1 nap later.
Right, pie and coffee break is over. It is time to get back to work. Get back to the microscope. The solder mask is extremely fragile on this. I'm barely touching it and it is flaking off. Right, that looks a bit tidier. So this is very small. In comparison, here is a Q-tip or cotton buds, earbud for comparison. It's very tiny. Alright, let's run it off. Let's get a little bit of flux on that. Even the flux seems like a huge amount, even though it's a minute bit on the end of the tweezers. Alright, solder. That one I'll just put some solder across. Okay, looking good. Clean that up again. Lovely. Bit more flux. That'd be a good size, yeah. Those are on there tight. Yep.
Solid.
Let's get some solder mask. And for that I'm going to be using this one from Real Life. And I'm actually using individual strands from this extremely expensive speaker wire. So that's solid copper, high quality, and the strands are just perfect for jumper wires, and we don't have to worry about burning off coatings and things like that. It's nice pure copper. I'll just use a toothpick to pick up a little bit of that. Let's go back to the microscope. And I don't want to get too much on there, I want to cure it in stages if possible. I'm going to use my UV curing light along with my very nice INU power bank. I like it because it's got a paw on it. That's my favourite. So I'll just plug that in the power bank. Leave that to cure for a little bit. Just about there. We can add a bit of hot air to speed up the process. Right. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's good now. Let's put a second layer and then we'll be good. Bit more hot air. Right, repair complete. Okay, I just want to go over the board quickly just to make sure there's nothing else damaged. Start from the end. It's a bit dirty. Right, we'll go up these tracks. Yep. $74 diodes. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just give that a wash. Right, that's all cleaned up. Beautiful. Another job done. Now we have to pack it back up and send it back to the customer.
5 minutes later.
There we go, all packaged up. And reuse the wrapping paper. Nice. I think I'll stop here, otherwise the video is going to get really long. I do have more to add, but I'll make another video with those bits of footage. Once again, thanks for joining me. I won't ask you to like and subscribe, but I'll see you next time. Bye.